We as Userspots are known to have a strong background in e-commerce field, but seems like it's gonna get stronger with the last move. Our team's latest addition from Amazon, here to present you about design psychology and our emotional attachment to user experience. Please welcome Jeff Romi.
All right. So I know you guys been taking a lot of information today. I'm sensing some cognitive overload, but I'm gonna be brief. So just bear with me for the day. I want to begin the conversation with the importance of making an emotional connection with our users. A good design experience must serve the basic needs of our users. Functional, reliable, and a usable product. But is that it? No. Great design experience is where the magic happens. In addition to the basic user needs, it must serve an emotional connection between the user and your product. I believe we could do this with humor. So what is humor? Humor can be applied for multiple purposes. Humor is a therapy, uses the power of smile and laughter to aid healing. It's a social interaction, breaks the ice, and takes away that awkward and uncomfortable feelings. It helps to prepare the mind for stressful events and making us more tolerant to minor difficulties. It can encourage a positive and engaging attitude. It gives us a sense of perspective on our problems and releases tension for the user. Humor is an emotional connection which we can establish with our users. We, as a user, need to make sense of everything as it happens. When we have a good understanding and a control over what is happening, which can be guided by humor, we can predict. And when we can predict, we can also make a decision on appropriate actions, which could ultimately lead to achieving our goals and our needs. Scott Wims, a researcher at the University of Maryland, explains humor as a form of exercise, a way of keeping the brain engaged. According to Dr. Wims, we benefit from humor in the same way we benefit from a long run or a tough spinning class exercise. Research published in 1998 by Heather Bellinger suggests that humor improves our ability to mentally rotate imaginary objects in our heads, a key test to spatial thinking ability. So what is spatial thinking ability? Johns Hopkins University explains spatial thinking ability, also known as visual spatial thinking ability, as the process of solving tasks in everyday life. For instance, using a map to guide you through an unfamiliar city, merging into high-speed traffic, and orienting yourself into your environment. A person with a higher spatial thinking ability tends to show a better performance in solving a puzzle game, which requires to combine smaller objects to form a larger shape. In human-computer interaction, visual spatial thinking ability is the process of search and information retrieval. So what is humor to the user? And why do we care so much about making an emotional connection? Today, we're comfortable with announcing our relationship status online. In fact, our emotions are constantly getting exposed as we find ourselves more involved in technology. Aaron Walther, who is the author of Designing for Emotion, talks about our relationship online versus real life and why it's shifting. We're becoming more public with our feelings, emotions, and personal lives. This shift towards a public-private life is changing our expectations of the relationship we create online. Every time we land on a website, we put our emotions into that experience. Whether it's positive or negative, we create an imaginary feedback in our heads. By successfully using humor, we're establishing an emotional connection and reminding the user that there are real people behind the design. We're basically telling the people that if something goes wrong, we're here to help you and take you through the process. We're making our product attractive. Don Norman, who's the author of emotional design, describes why attractive things works better. He says, attractive products trigger our creativity and expand our mental process, making the user more tolerant to minor difficulties. According to Norman, attractive products make problem solving easier, which could benefit both the designer and the user. As explained by Aaron Walther, babies tend to create a special bond with their parents. This is a feedback loop, signals communication between the baby and the parent. When the baby cries, parents respond by soothing them, which releases calming neurotransmitters in their brains. As this cycle repeats, baby begins to trust that their parents will respond when they need him. A similar process can be seen in design. Positive emotions, like humor, can build a sense of trust and a special bond between the user and your product. By successfully applying humor to our experience, we're making our product appealing. Appealing product grabs the user's attention and influences their perception. Effective. Effective product guides the user's attention and makes sure they find what they're looking for. Enjoyable. It allows the users to appreciate your website and have fun. And finally, memorable. It builds a relationship with the user and ensures a positive memory with your product. Making this connection will ultimately put the user at the center of all design decisions. According to research, with appealing products, user assigns more meanings to humorous artifacts. User holds more positive perspective about completing the task. User feels more motivated about the experience and builds a special bond with the product. This is an example I picked up online showing the smallest detail, or even an unnecessary one, can make a huge difference on the user. In this example, this mailbox becomes appealing to us. By using humor in our designs, we're making a product stand out. This is the experience we need to provide for our users. So how do we implement humor to our experience? You could start by asking the following questions to guide you through the process. What is the goal of this product? What do we want users to achieve in this process? Is humor used in proper places? Is it offensive? What is the audience's relationship with humor? And does humor empower the user? Humor design is guaranteed when the experience is useful, natural, and memorable. This is another great example I picked up from voiceandtone.com. Upon completing a task online, I'm rewarded with the following message, a pop-up response which reflects my current emotions. Casual language used for this messaging encourages a feeling of relief, joy, and pride, creating a unique and memorable experience for the user. Another example shown how the language is used to empower user on finishing the task. By using the casual language and humor, again, we're encouraging relief and joyful experience. And finally, this is an example of when not to use humor in your designs. When the user is confused or stressed, humor should not be injected in your designs. Instead, we should offer a solution and be straightforward about the issue. Thank you for your time, and have a good day.